Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be counting down the top 5 games that interested me the most that I saw from E3 this year. So just keep in mind that these 5 games that I'm about to mention were games that interest me based on my playstyle and what I find interesting in a video game. So if there's something that wasn't on the list that you saw from E3 that you just have to have, go ahead and leave that down in the comments section. And let's get started. So jumping off in the number 5 spot is going to be Telltale Games' The Walking Dead Season 3. So the developers were very tight-lipped regarding the story at E3, but they did show us a teaser trailer which revealed a couple of things. The most obvious of which is Clementine's back, main character of Season 1 and 2, and it looks like we'll be continuing her story here in Season 3. Developers did say that she's now a young teenager, so the story has moved ahead a few years, and that it's actually caught up with the comic book timeline. And if you have a really keen eye, you'll notice that Clementine is now missing a finger. So I guess a lot's happened since Season 2 and Season 3. I guess we're gonna have to wait to find out what happened in the fall when this game comes out. Number 4 is gonna be Capcom's Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Now this is Resident Evil's 20th anniversary, so they went really big for us and changed the way that we're used to seeing Resident Evil. This will be the first Resident Evil mainline title that'll be played in first person. The goal behind this was to make you feel like you're the character that you're playing as, and the point will really be driven home as this game will not only be available on the PS4, but also the upcoming PlayStation Virtual Reality. So when it comes to the developers of Resident Evil 7, we're gonna find them to be pretty tight-lipped as well. All we know about Resident Evil 7 at this time is that it takes place in the same world as all the previous Resident Evils, and it's the furthest in its timeline, taking place after Resident Evil 6, and the setting is rural America. Resident Evil 7 is set to launch January 24th, but the developers did say that in the coming months they will have more information about who you'll be playing as and a bit more of the story. If you want to play the demo, it's available on the PS4 for all PlayStation Plus members, or you can watch my video by clicking on the pop-up on the screen right now. Up next is EA Dice's Battlefield 1, which of course is a first-person shooter set in a very unique take on World War I. Using the power of the Frostbite engine, Battlefield 1 is said to be the most immersive and destructive battlefield in the franchise. Players will be able to play with World War I weapons such as bolt-action rifles, automatic and semi-automatic rifles, artillery, flamethrowers, and even mustard gas. The melee combat has been reworked, and they've introduced new melee items such as trench gloves and shovels into the game. You'll also be able to take control of armored vehicles such as light and heavy tanks, armored trucks, biplanes, battleships. You can even ride a horse into battle. Multiplayer will support up to 64-player lobbies, and the game will be available worldwide October 21st, 2016. And for number 2, this should be no surprise to anybody given the content on my channel, but number 2 is going to be Activision's Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Developer Infinity Ward has taken a bold step in the latest installment of Call of Duty with a brand new setting, space. Now at the time of me making this video, we know nothing about multiplayer, but here's what we know about the campaign so far. You're going to be playing as Captain Nick Reyes, who is in charge because his superiors were killed in a surprise attack by the Settlement Defense Front, who is the main enemy in the video game. Now, one of the cool features of the campaign is you're going to be able to choose where you want to go in the game, what missions you want to do throughout the solar system by using a central hub aboard the USNA Retribution. Now, to travel around the solar system, you're going to be using a personal vehicle known as the Jackal. This is a fully controllable, persistent vehicle that you're going to be able to use time and time again. The campaign also shows off zero-gravity combat outside the Jackal, where you're going to be using a grapple to move around outside of ships and space station. Now, of course, just like any other classic Call of Duty, once you're inside of a structure, you're going to have classic boots-on-the-ground combat. Now, another cool thing to note in the trailer is that we also see ballistic weapons that look like slightly modified classic Call of Duty guns, which is also a plus. Now, I don't know how all this will translate into multiplayer, but we're definitely going to see multiplayer at COD XP, and that event takes place in September, as well as the Infinite Warfare Zombie Mode. Both will be hands-on experience, and I cannot wait to see what both of those are going to look like. And of course, with the order of special editions of Infinite Warfare, players will also receive the fan favorite COD 4 Modern Warfare Remastered, developed by Raven. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare comes out November the 4th. And coming in the #1 spot from games that I saw at this year's E3 that I've just gotta have is Ben Studios' Days Gone. I really like zombies, you guys. Using the Unreal Engine 4, Days Gone is an action-adventure game played from the third-person view. The person you're going to be playing as is Deacon St. John, who is a former bounty hunter. The game takes place 2 years after a global pandemic occurred, which killed most of all of humanity, but transformed millions of others into freakers. They're calling them freakers, who are mindless, zombie-like creatures that are quickly evolving. Now the game is set in an open world. There's going to be multiple ways to combat freakers and objectives by using stealth or taking aggressive approaches. The game will also have a crafting system which will allow you to craft new items to improve your combat efficiency. Now during an interview at E3, the developers said that they love the movie World War Z, and as you can see on the screen right now, that's clearly where they got their inspiration when presenting the freakers. I also find it very impressive how many infected they are able to put on the screen at one time. This game should present a ton of scares, challenges, and overall badass feelings. Days Gone is a PS4 exclusive, rumored to be ready by Christmas 2016, but as of right now, there is no official release date. So guys, what did you think of my list? Is there something that you saw at E3 that you have just gotta have? Make sure to leave it down below in the comments section. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this top 5. If there's a top 5 you'd like to see me cover, make sure you leave that down below in the comments as well. Top 5s can be absolutely anything you can think of, so make sure you be creative. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, a dislike if you didn't, and I will see you next time.